Hello everyone, my name is Supercacta and welcome back to another LEGO tank review video. What you're looking at right here is the Japanese Type 5 Chi-Ri, which is a late war medium tank design. This is my own MOC. This is actually the second MOC I'm uploading onto the internet, available for purchase right now. If you go over to the ReBrickable, you can find this set and then you can buy the instruction manual for it. If you're not familiar with ReBrickable, you basically buy instruction manuals and then you buy the bricks yourself. So you only pay for the instruction manuals. Well, you pay me for the instruction manual and then you have to buy the bricks yourself. So as usual, let's get some historical parts out of the way first. So like I said, this is the Type 5 Chi-Ri, a late war Japanese medium tank. This was, the design started in 1943 and it was actually built in 1945, so all the way at the end of the war. Now, Chi-Ri actually, it's not just a name, something like a tiger or a panther. Chi-Ri actually stands for something. Chi means medium, and Ri stands for ninth. So this is the ninth medium tank. That's sort of how the Japanese decide to name their vehicles. So things like the Chi-Ha, they all have their own medium and then a number at the end. So that way you can actually go through the entire family of vehicles and see how many things they've made. So this one, the ninth one, I believe they made 10 in total, so it's not the very last vehicle right here. But the vehicle was armed with a 75mm Type 5 cannon. It also had a 37mm gun in the hull, along with a 7.7mm Type 97 gun. And the 37mm was a Type 1 cannon. So it's a very interesting design when it comes to a medium tank. So you have this turret with a very large, powerful gun, and then you have more guns in the hull. It's it's an odd design feature, but hey, it's really cool that they actually chose to do that. So the vehicle itself had about 75mm of frontal armor, so it's not too great. But then again, if you look at Japan, they're not really well known for tank designs. So the 75mm was pretty much standard for them. Well, many sources say that about one prototype was actually built, which was a Chi-Ri 2. I'll get to the different versions in just a minute. But other sources claim that multiple prototypes were being built at the end of the war, which I guess could have happened. But like many Japanese vehicles, a lot of things tend to just fade away in history, and we don't really know much about it. The vehicle also was about 37 tons in weight, so not extremely heavy. Again, comes to show how Japan would have used their tanks, more of like a mobile ambushing position rather than full-on heavy tanks. So I said Chi-Ri 2, but there are actually two different designs when it comes to the Chi-Ri. There's the Chi-Ri Plan 1 and the Chi-Ri Plan 2. Now the Plan 1 was to make a Chi-Ri with existing technology and existing parts. So this way they could have cranked out a Chi-Ri in about 1 year, or at least that's what they wanted. And the Chi-Ri Plan 2 was going to be a much more ambitious project to push the technology and make a really, really powerful tank with new suspension and a new turret. Now let's actually get into the Lego set itself. What you see before you here is the Chi-Ri Plan 2, or the Chi-Ri with the Plan 2 turret. This set is actually a 2-in-1 set. I'll put up some extra pictures on right now. But when you buy this set and you buy the parts, you have enough parts to choose to either build the Chi-Ri Plan 1 turret, which is a much smaller turret, or Chi-Ri Plan 2 turret, which is this one you see right here. Now you will have some leftover parts in the end. I'll put a photo up. If you decide to make the Plan 1 turret, these are the amount of parts you're going to be left with. And if you decide to build the Chi-Ri Plan 2 turret, then you'll be left with right about, if I can get it on the screen, this amount of parts. So it's not too bad. And how much would this be? I don't know, €2, $2 about in parts that you're buying extra that you're not going to be using if you buy the Chi-Ri, if you build the Chi-Ri Plan 2 turret. It's up to you. But the set itself has 1,066 parts, so it's not the smallest set in the world. And also, as you can see, I have some sort of a working suspension on this. So if I get the camera down a little bit, you can also see that it runs really smoothly. It's something I'm really happy with. But if we get it something like this, I'll just stuff this up a little bit. You can see that the vehicle has a semi-working suspension. It's a very simple little system, but hey, it's just a bit of added detail if you ask me. Now, the dimensions of the vehicle, it is about 23.8 centimeters wide. That is 9.4 inches. It is 28.3 centimeters long, which is 11.1 inches, and it is 15 centimeters high, which is 5.9 inches. So a decently big set. When you look at my previous vehicle, the Type 95 Rogo, and also the OI, other vehicles I'm working on, I tend to make these in the same sort of scale. So they do go along with my previous vehicles. Now I also looked up a little bit on the parts. Let's say you want to buy all the parts for this vehicle. How much is that going to cost? For me, again, I'm in the Netherlands. It was right around 135 euros for all the parts, not shipping included. So it's not the cheapest vehicle in the world. And that is about $150, US dollars, if you wanted to know. Now let's actually dive into the vehicle itself, because it's not just on the outside, this one. If we actually grab the turret right here, again, this is a bit important. These panels on the vehicles, they are a little, well, especially these ones on the front, they're a little bit weak. So if we just grab it right here on the front, and pray to God that it works in one go. Yes, all right, good. Then you get the whole plate off. Let's get this out of the way first. So here we have the turret and the engine deck plate. So we've got a chain here, a little bush, and some radiators, or grills, I mean. Now, if we actually grab this, and again, pray to God that nothing falls apart. Fine, good enough. Then we get the turret off. I would have hoped that the actual turntable would have popped off, like that. Oh well, so here's the turret. Turret itself, as you can see, machine gun on the top. You can rotate it around if you want. It also has some hatches on the front, so if we get the machine gun out of the way, we can open up the front hatch. Come on, work with me here. And the back hatch. And if you then get a crew member, you can plop him right in. There you go. Crew member is in your turret now. Now the turret itself also has a little bit of an interior. Best way to open this one up is if we just grab this right here and we pull this entire back piece off. Here we go. Now we can also just get the front part off. And here we have the interior of the turret. So the main feature of the Cheery Plan 2 was a larger turret along with a new sort of tray auto-loading system. And I've tried to replicate that. So the gun itself can of course move up and down, but I decided not to make a breech because there was not enough room to make that movable as well. So the breech is stationary. But as you can see, here we have a little bit of detail, small little hole right there. The lighting is not right. There you go, that's better. And then over here, I sort of have replicated the tray auto-loading system. Again, you should probably look this up on the internet, see what it's really about. But the idea was there would be one shell in the breech, one shell in the first tray, one shell in the second tray. When the first shell was being fired out of the gun, this first shell on this tray could very quickly be reloaded into this gun and then could fire again. And then the second shell could go very quickly. So this would make the vehicle have a very high fire rate for the first couple of rounds. So the turret itself, it's a little, I chose to make this as accurate as I possibly can, which did result in these front plates being a little bit weak. And I like to rotate around a little bit, as you can see here. But when we look inside, you can see the overall design. So they are connected to hinges on side studs, and then they are connected to this little rotating pieces right here. These ones show it the best. Overall, I'm very happy with the design of this. It's strong enough, in my opinion. And I really wanted to get the looks down of this vehicle, which I did, so yay me. Let's get these plates back on. This one, when you want to get this one on, I have it explained extra in the instruction manual. Again, in the end of the video, I will be showing the instruction manual as well. Not the entire manual, of course, but just a little bit so you know what you're going to be buying. So we get this in between there. Come on, work with me. It's always fun trying to get this back together. If this takes too long, I'll just cut it out of the video. Oh yeah, I'm probably going to cut this out. Oh, no, there we go. All right, it's back on. Get the machine gun back. We'll keep the hatch open, have a guy sitting in it. So let's now move over to the hull. Because the hull has more detail in it as well. As you can see, it has an engine. We can actually get this entire front plate off. Now you just have the hull. So as you can see, it has a detailed engine. I'm very happy with how this looked like. I tried to replicate the real sort of engine. It was going to be a V8 engine, so I did my best to make that. But right here, I thought I added a extra little detail, which is an ammunition stowage. So if you have some custom printed ammunition, you can actually get those in there. I believe I got these ones from Brickmania, or no wait, Brick Arms that is. But yeah, you can just get some shelves in there just for the extra detail. Sadly, the front was a bit weak, or a bit already filled up, so I did not have any room for driver seats or extra hatches there. But you know, it's a sacrifice you have to make sometimes. So let's get this back on. Oh, that's actually, oh yeah, first, this top plate is connected to these modified plates with studs on the top, so nothing too crazy there. You can just get it there, plop it on. There you go. To the rear, we have an exhaust. Maybe you already saw it a little bit. Just need to get those guys back in. So here we have an exhaust system. 2 exhausts come out to go into this thing and then come out the back. So again, this was also on the real vehicle, so I tried to replicate that. And then on the front, we have the extra gunner force. It cannot move to the left or the right. Let's actually get the camera down. It cannot move to the left or the right, but it can move up and down a little bit. Well, yeah, that's about it. Also, the machine gun is here. The machine gun is replicated with a little screwdriver tool for Lego minifigures. Now, let's actually try to get everything back on. So first, let's get this turntable back in. There we go. Best way to do this is just get the plate, separate the turret from this plate. Get the plate back on if it really wants to. And this is the little annoying part, but hey, it is what it is. Oh, let's see if I can do it. Yes, no, nice. Let's get the minifigure back in. So that is the Lego Cheery. Well, my Lego Cheery. Well, also something I've started. The gun can move up and down as well, something I forgot to show. So now for the next section, as usual, I'm going to be switching over to the PC. And I will be showing you the parts of the instruction manual, so you know what you're going to be buying. So, I'll be right back. Alright, here we are, the instruction manuals. So let's just dive right in. This is the first page you'll see, so this little introduction, Lego Type 5 Cheery, blah 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 blah. And then created by me, Kevin Janssen. Again, I use my real name when it comes to creating these sets, but online I'll just go by the name SuperCacti. Second page, as usual, a little bit of an explanation, where you can buy it, ReBrickable, all that stuff, why I built it. I'm a huge fan of the Japanese tanks, and a little bit of a historical part of it. So explaining what the Cheery is, historical photo. Here's also a beautiful comparison between the Cheery 1 and the Cheery 2. As you can see, different suspensions, and the Cheery 2 has a much larger turret. Now, and after that we dive right into the instruction manuals. So of course this is not something I'm going to show on the videos, but yeah, as you can see, it's your typical instruction manual. There's nothing crazy about it. I try to keep the steps as small as possible. If we actually go over to page 117, here you build the chassis is all done. And here you get to decide which turret you want to make. So again, here down the top is the Cheery 1 turret, and here's the Cheery 2 turret. If you want to build the Cheery 2 turret, let me do that again. If you want to build the Cheery 1 turret, you just simply go right on, and here you go, you're gonna build that. If you want to build the other one, you go to a page 180, which I think in this PDF is 183, yep, there it is. And this is the beginning of the Cheery Plan 2 turret. So here, the previous page, you finished Cheery 1, and here Cheery 2, and you just start right into there. Now at the end, as usual, you finish the turret, you finish the set itself. Ooh, hold on, there was a good thing I want to show you. Here, right, first go, okay. So here's the bit of an explanation. So here you finish that rear segment. That thing that I showed in the video is a bit annoying to get on. So here I explain, you rotate those parts outwards, get that thing under the hatch, get it onto those studs right there, plop them back in. That's the easiest way to get that part on there. And then, yeah, tank's done. And what I actually wanted to show you was this bill of materials, always at the back of the instruction manual. Very straightforward, really. These are the parts you're going to be buying to both make the Cheery 1 and the Cheery 2. This is both those the parts you need for the turrets in one. So. And yeah, well, that's about it. Just a quick little showcase of what the instruction manual is like. Again, I will always do this. I want to make sure people know what they're going to be buying. You know, yeah, so on. So, I want to thank you for watching this video. Actually, I do have a Patreon account, so if you like my work and you want to support me more, then be sure to go over to the description of this video and, well, take a look at my Patreon account, see if you want to support me. The first tier starts at €5, so a low amount, but you can also decide to give me more if you really want to. Of course, also shout out to my current patrons. Thank you for supporting me. Names will be in the video right now. And well, that's it. Be sure to go over to the ReBrickable page, check out my previous Lego set as well, the Type 95 Row Go, and have a nice day, and I'll see you later.